No, it's just I was just gonna say it's so funny. People need to really mind their own business, but then I'm like, damn, we talking about this on a podcast too.
So are.
Why we in everybody business?
Because we the aunties.
Right.
That's what aunties do.
Hey, community. Here's what's brewing today.
Lil Nas X, girl.
Gap and KATSEYE, girl.
And Venus at the U.S. Open, girl. So get your cups ready for Minority Report. Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It's Auntie Kerrell.
It's Auntie Dawon.
And it's Auntie Jerrell. The gang is all back. Yes.
It's always nice to hear. And it's Auntie Dawon.
I know.
She's back, ladies. She's back.
I missed y'all.
We missed you too.
We missed you too,
Yeah.
but we know
Thank
you
you.
were doing it big for your birthday. What'd you end up doing for your
Yes.
birthday, by the way? Because you spent it in
That's
Spain.
true.
I was in Spain, and friends came in from New York. So shout out to Marco, Tony, Eduardo, and Steven, who made the jettison from New York to Spain to come spend my birthday with me. Shout out to Aitor and Miguel from Valencia.
Hey,
they drove up and to CJ's and spent the
How
weekend.
long of a drive is that?
2.5 hours, about 3
It's not
hours.
bad at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not bad. Yeah, no. Yeah, it was great. Spent it in Spain and
With your man. We can say that freely, not with your man.
That's true. That's true. It was wild because my birthday day started out with us taking the train from CJ's to Barcelona to do hot yoga together for the first time, and Raphael's a big Bikram yoga, hot yoga fan, and introduced me to it, and I've been participating, and I found a studio here in Chelsea, and I've been going about 3-4 times a week. So I was able, and that was one of the things that I was doing. It helped. Not only I could see the benefits of it, but like it helps keep us connected, when we're far apart. So, we get to talk about like, oh, you're going to go to your yoga class today, and how are you feeling? Da, 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 and how did you feel afterwards? Da, 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 da. So my actual birthday started out with a 90-minute yoga class, which kicked my ass. Because these classes I'll be going to be 60, and even that be a struggle,
The extra 30 minutes, child.
And
Let me sit
Bikram is
down.
like the room. It's like a sauna. It is so hot. I'm dripping wet. Yeah, I'm already like a person who sweats a lot, anyways. Which, by the way, is a great benefit of getting all those toxins out. But I started out the day with a 90-minute yoga session with my boo, and that kicked my ass. But it was cool. We had a lovely dinner. We had cocktails and with the guys, and a lovely dinner at a restaurant that Raphael had picked out. We ended up staying in Barcelona at Raphael's friend Eric's place. So shout out to Eric for letting us stay at his beautiful apartment. And then we did like a festival. It was kind of like raining a little bit in the morning. We did like a little festival, and then came back back to CJ's. So birthday was super cool, super chilled. It wasn't like a big fanfare. There was no like big cakes and all that, because I'm not really that kind of guy. I just like to spend my birthday with my friends.
Like quality
So,
time.
yeah.
We know that's your love language, baby. Some quality time.
We don't look. We ain't got to even say anything as long as we in the same room.
Right.
So yeah, it was
That's
lovely.
good.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
But now I'm back. A bitch is back.
I miss you, boo. And shout out to Eric, and shout out to Blossom.
And
for
shout out to
holding
Blossom
down
and Eric,
the
yes.
fort down while Dawon was gone. But there's always something nice and cozy when Dawon's back. We miss you.
Yeah, I know. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. And then first, hold on, since this is the first episode back since you made the announcement, and people, we're at market days when that was going on, and even like our friend group was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, other Jerrell was like, what is going on? What y'all doing? Like, what's this teaser y'all putting out there? Josh was like, what's going on? Dawon leaving. He leaving the podcast, ain't he?
So many people reached out to me.
Nothing.
So many people, just to be clear, so many people reached out to me ever since that teaser dropped on, was it Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sunday. I know that was awful of us, but it was kind of hype. So many people reached out to me. It was like, girl, just saw the teaser for the episode. You're not going to tell us anything that's going on in your life? I said, you got to tune in to find out.
You got to tune in, baby. You got to. And quite frankly, I mean, we said in the episode, we have been holding on to that for damn a year and a half because people didn't even know you and Adam had broken up. So
yeah,
even to the point I went home that next week. Like, I was in Michigan that next week after market days, and even my mom was like, "Dawon and Adam broke up." I was like, "Yeah." My brother said the same thing. He's like, "When they break up?" I was like, "It's been a minute."
Yeah.
I was like, "Y'all ain't saying nothing." Yeah.
Listen, there've been developments in my personal life, over the last, couple of years, but I think one of the things that's really important that I think people know, but we haven't really said because we've been an open book for so much about our lives, is that, like, I made the conscious choice to participate on a podcast, not my partners, not my, so while as much as I would like to include them in this thing, I also have to be mindful of the fact that this is something that I'm passionate about. And, and it's also something that's personal, and I give so much. We all give, we show everything. OnlyFans.
Damn near. Without the money, shit.
I know, right? We give so much. We do give so much to the community because we love what we're doing, and we love, being vulnerable with folks, and at the same time, make conscious decisions around how to protect the peace in our own lives so that we can continue being the aunties and not the shrews.
Yeah. That's a word, though. That's a word.
Because there's a thin line between love and hate. Yeah.
But no, it was cute to just see all the floods of like congratulations and we're so happy for you and all that stuff out there. So that was super duper cute.
It feels so good to hear from the community, there's just their support and all that. And it's just, I'm so full. This has been such an amazing month altogether, and I'm ready for whatever 49 is getting ready to bring. The first half of the year was crazy. So, like, who knows? We got, spaceships on their way to our planet. We've got like,
nah.
Tsunamis happening. We got, it's like,
we got clowns in the White House. We got all kinds of shit.
Like, this is such bizarro world right now. Like, anything is possible.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I was with speaking of anything is possible. Shout out to having good Judies, especially in the gay community. I was out with the guys for brunch this past weekend, and that's Marco, Steven, Tony, Eduardo, and Ruben, and we all met up. We had brunch in like the Chelsea area, whatever, and we were so drunk, but like, the friend drunk, not the drunk before, people getting ready to fall down and da-da-da, but like, right. The drunk that you start telling your friends how much you love them and da-da-da, that kind of drunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
While we're walking from the restaurant to whatever bar that we ended up going to, dissecting the musical lyrics in DuckTales, and then ended up singing DuckTales. As we're walking,
stop. That's a good song.
Underrated, but like, But that was a moment of just pure unadulterated friend joy that just happens when you're with your good Judies. Like it don't matter what you're doing. You could be walking down the street drunk as a skunk from one place to the next, and you will find a little bit of joy, within your group. However it is y'all express it. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing better, quite frankly. Like, I mean, there's some things, but I don't want them for my friend group. Some people do. Some people do.
And we talk about it and ask your aunties.
I know nobody's young. If it brings you joy, you bring me joy. Come on, Mary J. Let it bring you some joy then. I was going to say something. I slipped my mind because that tangent in my brain.
I remember, just real quick, I'm sorry about the tangents, y'all. I told you I was back.
Hey, I'm here for it.
But like, I remember when I was like really, really young, like just coming out, going out and going to bars and like going to gay bars more specifically. And like, there was a point in time where I thought, oh, the way that you make friends in the gay world is you sleep with them first. It doesn't work out. And then you become like, in my mind, that's how
some of that does happen.
It did. It did for a long time. I was like, there was a point when I was starting to be in like real committed relationships that I looked around at like my friend group, like,
and you're like,
wait, seen this penis, seen this hole, seen this hole. Yep. That was actually a good time.
You looked around and you said, "I really am the common denominator." I really am.
What's going on? This is not cool. Like,
look, y'all all hit it before the great connector. Okay, look,
y'all all hit it before.
Look,
Babu.
Actually, y'all cousins.
Crazy.
Y'all cousins. Calling to the cousins.
Isn't that crazy? Like inviting your boyfriend to meet your friends that you already slept with. Like that is crazy. But that was 20s.
I mean, it is crazy, but it isn't crazy at the same time, if that makes sense. Like I think, especially if it's with mature people, I'll say that. If it's with mature people, I think it could work, and it clearly does. In a lot of friendships.
Yeah. But it's 23.
Immature. Yeah, 23. Then maybe he's like, wait, are you still friends with a lot of those people? It's the hesitation. So nope, never mind.
Not really.
Maybe it don't work.
Not really. But also, like, I've moved. I've moved on.
Yeah. Yes.
A completely random thing, because you were talking about your friends. Now all of a sudden I'm thinking, have you ever talked to Spoons in a while? Have you ever heard from Spoons? Remember you had a dream about a friend that used to be friends and he moved and you were arguing about them day on Spoons?
That's right. You said you woke up.
I don't even remember.
Okay, then I'm not even going to say nothing. Because then we have to say that person's name. Because we have to say that person's name. And you left that person's name out because they did sometimes listen to the podcast. But they lived in Chicago. I know this person too. Like, we're all friends. Like, this person, but they like quietly moved. Didn't even say anything.
You know who it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because I've recently asked about that person too.
Oh my god. Okay. I don't know if I should even say this.
Oh no. Okay, you gotta say. If it's an update, we need to hear it. Yes, we do.
Why is this my problem? We originally met through Chicago City Sports. I'm gonna like keep it.
He's trying to make sure that nobody can connect the dots too much, but it is what it is.
And I remember, as we were all like meeting each other for the very first time, as you do, you get the team together on, sports league, and you get together and, you kind of meet all the people before the league actually starts. And, sometimes your captain will want to like run drills and da-da-da-da-da. So I remember going to this first drill where it was a meet and greet, and that's where we met. And I was very flamboyantly talkative for some reason and was just talking to everybody and, you know, da 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 da. And I remember him like saying, "Hey, do you want to lift, you know, back home?" And I said, "Sure, yeah." And so, you know, he drove me back home, and then he's like, "Hey, do you want to hang out, you know, on the weekend and go get something to eat or whatever?" I'm like, "Sure, yeah, that sounds great." And in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, friends, you know. So he comes and picks me up.
Don't tell me he was dressed up for you, was it?
No. This was like a midday kind of thing. So it wasn't like in my mind. I didn't think of it as like, oh, this is going to be a date situation or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So he picks me up. I get in and we are, you know, driving around and we're just talking and stuff. We go to the restaurant and as we're driving me back, he asked me something. He was talking about something about dating in Chicago, and I said, "Yeah, because you know my boyfriend and I have been here for da 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 da." You should have seen his mouth drop. He was like, "Boyfriend." Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dawon's like, "So what do you want to eat?"
Right. I literally completely forgot about that. But yeah, he literally thought that he was going on a date. I mean, we became friends and, you know, the rest is history. But like, I hadn't even thought about that in a long time.
I don't know why all of a sudden, but when you were talking about your friends and all that, and all of a sudden Spoons popped up in my head, and I was like, "What happened to Spoons?"
The mystery is still there, girl. I have not heard of, seen of.
That's a whole word.
In a minute.
A whole word. But yeah. Anyway, but Community, happy Labor Day. We know it's Labor Day, so hopefully maybe, you know, enjoying the last of summer. It's starting to get that little fall feel.
How is it already Labor Day?
Know.
The last like holiday off until Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I know. That's what kind of gets depressing. You're like, damn.
We ain't got shit.
And I felt like this summer I didn't really have the summer I mean, I had a great summer. But it's just like I've been working 2 jobs at work because they haven't like did my backfill. So that starts after Labor Day, finally the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's just like I feel like I've just been working. Like I've been doing 2 jobs for the last 4 months. And so like
you have
it's crazy, yeah.
My summer. So it's just like, so it's just like now that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, I'm like, well, damn. Everybody expecting you to really work now because, you know, everybody else been kind of MIA for the summer. I want to be MIA for a second.
Yeah.
But oh well. But yeah, Labor Day is crazy. But it's finally feeling that little. It's not crisp yet, but like you know that first inkling,
you start
you're
feeling
like, it's starting to get a little chillier.
Yep.
And it's nice,
especially like in the morning, like you know, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. You can feel like it's not as oppressively hot. And then at night, it feels good to be walking outside.
It feels good. I know.
Yeah.
I love this time of year. But then you just know what's right around the corner with the quickness. Like it can sneak up with the quickness.
I hope we get a really good fall this year, though. Like I want to wear boots. I want to wear jeans. I want to wear layers, sweaters, like jackets, jean jacket, like flannel. Like I love all that kind of stuff.
The whole wardrobe.
Yeah.
I need to get new wardrobe because like now I've proven to myself that I can at least maintain this size, and all my like jeans and everything are like previous size last season. But so I'm like, damn, okay, I need to go out there and see what I really want. And I'll say this for the aunties who you give a damn that's coming up right quick. So get your popcorn because there's a lot of shit out there that we need to talk about. But I agree. I love this time of year. Just like I love the combo of just like a sweatshirt or like a crew like sweatshirt and like shorts, or a crew sweatshirt and like a pair of just pants.
Yeah,
and like it's like you're not hot but you're not cold. It's just like perfect temp. There's nothing better.
So good.
And I think that's the Midwesterness that comes out because there's something very familiar about that.
It's the coziness.
Yeah. And I love fall too, but I don't like this current weather situation because it's like 55 degrees in the morning time, and then by the time I get off work, it's 85 fucking degrees. So it's I'm like layered up in the morning, and then I'm like half naked leaving work and shit like that. I'm just like, I gotta have 2 bags. I got one for my work shit and then one for my clothes and my gym clothes because I can't be coming home in 85-degree weather in some pants and a fucking hoodie. Like, she gonna be gone. She gonna be gone. So
You gonna be walking down the street naked like Lil Nas X. We'll get to that. Get to that too. But yeah, no, it's a good time of year. So yeah, community. Hopefully you're safe. I know the kiddos are probably all back in school or starting tomorrow. Some start after Labor Day.
Yeah.
But
shout out to you parents too. Like those y'all with kids. You know, y'all survived the summer.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I know
did.
some of y'all are happy to have them kids back in school. Cause let me tell you, like some of these kids, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. But to be fair, you did it to yourself because they should have pulled out. But you know that's your reality. That's your reality, and we're gonna love you for your reality. But you know, but happy for y'all.
Just getting all bread left and right. That's what you get, children. If you cisgendered,
they shooting up all them Bella Noches.
Can't shoot up Bella Noche. Then where the fuck can we shoot up? And then for those that can't get pregnant, hey, keep trying to shoot up the club and just keep trying.
I mean, it's a holiday after all.
Make use of the space.
It's a holiday weekend. It's the time.
Oh, word.
Come on now. Shoot.
Oh God! But you know what? Maybe we just hop on in because there's a lot of topics that we kind of saved while Dawon was out. So, Aunteas, do you give a damn? We hinted at it. Do you give a damn about the craziness that's surrounding Lil Nas X right now? And for those that are living underneath a rock, I don't know how you've missed all the Lil Nas X news in the last week, but to give you a rundown, there was this TMZ video, and it sounds like it was maybe potentially someone that knew him that sold it to TMZ, which is a whole nother layer on top of that.
Yeah.
But of catching Lil Nas X walking just in his whitey tighties and some cowboy boots down some streets in LA at like 4 a.m. And some are saying he was OD'd, some saying he's on drugs, whatever it may be, he's losing his mind. But ultimately he got detained by the cops, and it sounds like he might have been detained for a day or two there. And then today, I'm not sure if you saw it on his stories, he finally talked about it quickly, just saying, your girl's going to be all right. I'm all right, kind of thing. And it's still kind of like in this like jovial manner. But some folks are saying, okay, we need to look out after our especially our Black queer men and things like that. Like the media will eat them up, and they don't do the same thing for like the white folks that be going crazy. Then on the flip side, other people are like, Nas is just known to be kind of like the boy that cries wolf, that kind of does it as a spectacle and things like that. So I'm curious, do you give a damn about Lil Nas X and the craziness? And then if so, why or why not, or whatever?
I care as an auntie. I feel like, to your point at the end there, like, just as a Black gay man and being in my late 30s, just seeing another young Black gay man go through something like this is just like, I do want to check in and be like, are you good? And then also asking questions like, who do you have around you as well too, which is very important. I think we all learn in our 20s that, friendships have to have some form of a give and take, and if you don't pay attention, you will find people who you would consider friends and they're just takers, and they will just suck everything they can out of you because of what you bring of a value to their lives, but they bring nothing but destruction to you. So I would be curious to just be like, hey, has anyone sitting you down and been like, you need to watch who you have around you because you got some snakes in the garden and that's not going to help you get to where you're going. Now, that's the second thing. And the third thing, to your point, the media, they love to see a Black man fail. They love to see a black man fail, a Black woman fail more. But when it's not a Black woman, the next in line is a Black man. So I care for that aspect. But as far as like from the gay side, I mean, like the gay community, there's a lot of drugs that happen on the regular. I will say this is why I don't do them, because there's 2 handful of people that I would trust myself to do things around. You two being part of that 2 handful of people that I would trust to know that if I am not in my right mind,
snap my ass up.
Okay.
Right.
This ain't it. We're not featuring this, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have the right people around you when you are in those situations, it can really get bad. So I'm glad that, homeboy didn't come up missing. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've lost friends who were doing late night strolls. I lost a friend in Denver, Colorado 6 years ago. He was on some drugs and he was walking home and he stumbled and drowned in a pond. So
wow.
It is very important that when you are doing these things, you got to have the right people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I care. Other than that, it ain't about being a celebrity or, he got this platform, so he shouldn't be like that. He's in his 20s. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really give a damn. And I don't feel bad about it. Plus one to everything that Auntie Jerrell said. Facts. But do I care? Not really. Y'all, we started this podcast 6 years ago being all up in smelly Jussie's Jussie Smollett's business and still don't know the tea. And I just feel like,
and I guess he got that documentary. We'll talk about that next week, community. We're gonna watch that for next week. So here we go again. 6 years later.
Rewind. But in terms of we just don't know the facts at this stage. This is one of those things. It's like, okay, he's been out there. Yes, people are speculating, but we as a JoQ public don't know the facts. So all we're doing is speculating based off of what we see. And a lot of times what we see ain't really reality. And so I want to stay out of grown folks' business from that perspective. Let's let the facts of whatever is going to come out about his condition or whatever come out. But if I start seeing it hashtag, save Lil Nas X, I'm sorry. There was a lot of other things that are going on in the world that we probably need to be spending our time on. This is not one of them.
I mean, it is for me. And I just say that again, just because the system is not designed to be in favor of anyone that looks like us. And the fact that he had to pay a $75,000 bond, I mean, granted, the nigga got the money, right? But still, for what? It ain't adding up. It don't make sense. So I don't want it to be something that just gets swept under the rug before all of a sudden we have another black man doing time for something so little. Like we've seen so many other black men in this country serve time for doing so little, for having so little. So that's the only reason why I care as a black man and what this country has done to us. It has nothing to do about a person being a celebrity. We're trying to give more light to a celebrity. Just, I don't want another black man to go with any of the bullshit anymore. Yeah. So that's it.
I struggle with my answer because I at first didn't give a damn whatsoever because I saw it the night he posted on the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, Nas X just being Nas X. And scrolled on past it, went about my night, looking at the other mentions on my Instagram. To be all the way frank. So I didn't give two shits, didn't give a damn nor two shits. But then I started
giving... imagine a contrast. But who was after Lil Nas X? That's what I want to know. Who was the next man after Lil Nas X?
I don't know, probably some bodybuilder because I've been following all these bodybuilders trying to find a new coach. So that's probably it was. So I first literally didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, this is a stunt. And let's be honest, he's been known to do that.
To
troll. I just thought it was,
and
exactly, the king troll, quite frankly. Yeah. So I just thought it was just another one of those. And that's a sad thing sometimes when people do that. It's literally the boy cries wolf. Mm-hmm. And that's what that story's about. And then when shit really is critical, it sucks that people are second guessing. Yeah. And so that's why I struggle with if I give a damn or not, because he's kind of set himself up for folks not to give a damn. But then I started giving a damn just because I started seeing the narrative out there. And we've seen so many celebrities do similar stuff over time, and they weren't getting the same smoke that Nas was getting. So that's the point where I'm just like, now I got to give a damn and say some shit, because just a reminder, all these other folks doing the same bullshit day in, day out. Exactly. And so that's the only reason why. And then I think it's super important for Nas, like you said, Jerrell, to surround himself with folks that actually are going to give a damn, to keep him at least, maybe not on the straight and narrow, but at least a little more within the guardrails, ho. It's like, sit your ass out.
Do it at home. Do it at home.
You're setting yourself up to be locked up. You set yourself up to be in these situations that are not going to be good for you because the system is not set up for you, ho. So I don't care how big a celebrity you think you are in LA.
They remind you.
It's not. It's like, this is a reminder. Like that you are, unfortunately, and it's no fault of yours, on the same level of those because the system's not set up for someone to look like you to be on those levels. And they're going to try to tear you down with the quickness. And so I was glad to see, like, on Sunday night that obviously we follow Sean Bankhead. He put on his story. It was a picture of him and Nas. So it takes folks like a Sean Bankhead that's in his orbit to be like, oh, I'm pulling up. Get your ass in here. Chill the fuck out kind of thing. That's, you know, and it was like them smiling together. So I don't know what the conversations are. I don't know if that's what he said, but I know that was my friend in that orbit. Ho, chill the fuck out for a second. Like, I get you want to live freely. I love the freedom and things like that, but the perception on you right now, and then it's not helping your career now. That they're expecting all this other wild shit instead of your actual talent and the bops and things like that. So it's just going to be interesting. And everyone loves a good redemption story. So I think he has many redemptions down the line. But it's just not currently helping your current situation. Nobody's going to want to fool with you in a while. So you just need them uncles, them aunties in the community to be like, okay, Nas, we got you. We're going to protect you. However, keep this up and you're about to be on your own.
He only got about one more.
One more. That's about it.
That's it,
baby. That's about it.
Did all that little goodwill you didn't muster up or whatever? It's a wrap, boo.
Baby. Princess points.
You bet.
A word. That's it. That is it. All right, aunties, do you give a damn about that new Gap commercial?
Yes,
I call it the fall into diversity.
Baby, you talking about the KATSEYE?
Baby,
Gap commercial? Baby, they ate that up.
Baby, they ate shit out of that.
Shit, bitch, I live for it. Okay, I feel like I have not seen a good clothing commercial in a long time, and I feel like true. But I mean, like, I feel like in the 90s, we used to see them all the time.
Oh,
you know, like a good jingle and everything, baby. This gave me that nostalgia of why I would watch TV and I actually cared about commercials. You know, I would watch in between shows for the commercials because commercials were entertaining. Baby.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. They gave us a full ass music video for a commercial.
Yeah.
Baby.
This has the equivalent of rap battles and like signage wars. You know, like between McDonald's and Taco Bell, or, you know, like the sign wars. This gives that, because, you know, like American Eagle, which shout out to them. I used to work for them, whatever.
Your old employer, right?
I don't work for them now. But
that's right.
You know, they thought they were doing a little something. And then Gap said,
hold my denim.
Hold my denim. She said, hold my denim. And then shut the whole world down. Baby. Like, I in every kind of way, like everything about the way that commercial was done, not only from the tastefulness of it, but everything was done in a way to shade, like, hey, this is what you should have been doing.
And the funny thing is, like, if you look at, like, because, like, they've been putting a lot of the behind the scenes, like, I always look at the marker, because I'm a nerd that way. I like to see when shit was, like, filmed. And so it was honestly filmed before the AE stuff really dropped, because it was filmed, like, in early July. And so I think the AE, I Got Good Genes, whatever the fuck the thing was like maybe around that time or right after that time. So it played in their hands quite nicely. But here's the thing. When you tap into diversity every fucking time you win, that is the message at hand. Yeah. Like, literally, if you tap into what the world looks like, you win.
That shit made me want to buy some Gap.
Baby, I was about to say, let me roll up into this bitch right quick.
Baby, I wanted some denim outfit, baby. And the way I've been singing that damn gnarly song shit over here, jumping, look, baby. On it, I'm the shit.
Got me back in Khalees land.
I'm the shit. Hey, look, I said, y'all, go ahead.
And shout out to Robbie Blue, who choreographed this. He's a choreographer that I've like followed for a while, and he's done a lot of stuff that you didn't even know he did. And then he's been doing Dochi lately as well. He's on the come up. Like his style is so stupid to me. I'm like, oh, this cadence that this the syncopation that he has in this thing, and it's kind of nerdy in a weird way too. Like it's like stupid dance, but you're like, that shit is hitting. Yeah, it was everything to me. And I always wish they brought the Fall Into the Gap commercials back, and they did, because it works. It worked in the 90s, totally, and it still works today. And they ate the shit out of that routine. I didn't even know who KATSEYE was. I was like, damn, I'm usually up on everything. Once I heard the song, I like checked out the song. I was like, okay, I have heard this song. Yeah, that group is dope. That the Indian girl in that group is so fucking stunning.
She is gorgeous. She is.
I was like, this bitch is pretty. I live. So KATSEYE got a fan, Gap got a fan, and Gap jeans are literally the best jeans that always fit me my whole life. I just stopped wearing them because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm getting too old to be wearing Gap jeans. No, you got another. You get my money again.
No, the jeans that they started making were trash. Let's be clear.
Yeah, that's probably it too.
Because didn't you work at the Buckle or some shit like that?
Yeah, I used to work at the Buckle back in the day. Man.
So you knew some jeans.
I knew jeans.
Right. I
know good jeans.
I wear these shits. I work at the Buckle, goddammit. Where's my thick ass 2-inch belt,
baby? And my Doc Martens. Shout out to Marco. Marco, no.
Hey.
we're in all that heavy ass like turtlenecks in like the summer because you got to dress a season ahead and shit.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. But no, shout out to Gap. Tapping into literally fall into diversity every time you win, bitch. It's just how it works. It really is.
And look at all the media coverage that it's caused. Like, not just is it a good commercial, but like it has gone viral, and the kind of media exposure that this has gotten is like stuff of dreams. So they got their money's worth out of this ad. They got their money's worth.
Absolutely. Aunties, do you give a damn? Oh, this is a two-parter. Do you give a damn that Serena is on a GLP-1 and finally came out and told us, even though we already were speculating? And then also, do you give a damn that Serena introduced Maria at the International Hall of Fame for tennis?
Loki, that was kind of shady. Let me tell you, if a bitch beat my ass for 20 fucking years, I can't get a single win for like 20 years. Mm-hmm. You ain't introducing me.
No, that's Serena's still in her head. Like, okay, I'm gonna ask you to do it because that'll be fire. Bitch, I'm still in your head.
Look. And was the last one. So I wonder if someone planned it as a surprise to Maria, but Maria said Maria called her.
She called her.
She said Maria called her.
Yeah. Serena just came out and she came out and said that she got the phone call directly.
But you know why though? Because again, it's Serena motherfucking Williams, and you put Serena Williams' name out there, and people because I had no idea she was being inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame.
I had no idea either, to be honest with you. I was like, when I saw her when she was talking about her introducing, I was like, introducing who? Maria? Sharapova?
Like, literally.
What? It was fun. I was white refrigerator.
Literally. It was funny because I was at like the day it came out. I was at the Woods, the gay campground here for the day, and shout out to the Woods gay campground here outside of Philly, about an hour and a half outside of Philly. Dope campground, by the way. And it was Illumination weekend, so that's like a huge weekend for them, where like all the campsites kind of compete on who kind of dress up the permanent sites and things like that, the best in colors, blah blah blah. Anyway, but I was headed back here that night, and I just happened to look at my phone, and it popped up. It says Serena introducing Maria. I was like, and I was thoroughly confused. I was like, that sentence doesn't make sense to me. And I put it up on YouTube, and I'm like, sure enough, I'm like, oh my god, I would have never, ever, ever in a million years.
I think it's dope.
And that's why she said it. That's why Serena said it. She was like, I'm the last person y'all expect to see up here introducing her.
And the way they were able to keep it a secret, too, that's wild. That they were able to keep it a secret. Yeah. So part of me, I'm like, oh, damn, does that mean I got to kind of like Maria now? Because I didn't like the hoe because Serena didn't like the hoe. So I'm like torn in my spirit.
But we all know that, like, I mean, the media had a big play into why they didn't like each other, and it's mostly on Maria's fault because Maria was letting the media get to her head. But I'm like, but the numbers ain't lying, sweetie. So I don't know the land of the Lulu that you keep living in with the rest of the people that look like y'all. But as far as to the first half though, about her being on GLP-1, I do care because I want her to bring her ass back.
I know.
I mean, honestly, she looks good. She looks really good, and she knows she could. She knows she could. I want her to do a Michael. I almost said Michael Jackson. No, I want her to do a Michael Jordan because how he retired and he came back, right? So I want her to do like an unretire and come back.
Wearing the 4 or 5 like Venus,
right? Right. So and then when she also posted because Venus lost in the first round, which honestly
we'll talk about that. That's one of them too.
But her post to Venus was like, I want to grow up to be like you.
That PS. I was like,
yes, that was a little hint to me.
Stop playing with our emotions, Serena.
Because we decode everything. We see.
Stop playing with me.
But she looked good. She looked happy. That's all that matters. I'm glad that she's happy, and I'm glad that she's being honest as far as how she went about doing it. I mean, hell, like last year I tried it. It didn't work that well for me. But, also, I was still eating and drinking like I normally do. So, you don't follow the rules.
She said these sales resisted.
No, more like my head was like, I'm not following the instructions. I'm going to take this shot and do what I do. And
I know what we get.
So, I understand, just wanting to be at a physical, better place than where you currently are. And some people take that route, and it's okay. Just as long as you're happy, because body dysmorphia is real. So, however you get to your joy, girl. Get there.
Period.
Yeah. I 100%. I 100% agree. I just appreciate the transparency about it. Somebody who is in the public eye and whose weight has been topic of conversation almost her entire career. For her to come out of playing professionally and to have this tool that can help her get to the kind of shape that she feels comfortable with, I think it's great. And I love the fact that she's just being open and transparent about it. A lot of people need to know that you could have all the money in the world, but you might not but you might not necessarily want to do like lipo or something more invasive, and there are options that are available to you. And here's a person that could have somebody chefing for her 24/7 if she wanted to. She already has access to trainers that she works with. It's not like she doesn't have access to other kinds of resources, but she needed something else to help her from a lifestyle or from a focus perspective. And GLP-1 works for her, and I'm glad that she's sharing that news for people so that they can have realistic expectations for themselves.
And I hate that we don't give bodybuilders or people who use steroids to gain muscle. We don't give them the same type of shit. And I'm talking about we do when it comes to athletes because they're not supposed to be using it. But I'm talking about an everyday person. Because granted, she is a celebrity. She's not currently playing. She's a regular celebrity just out there in the wild now. So she don't have no regulations. She don't have anything where she's supposed to be a certain way. She gets to be whoever the hell she wants to be. Right. So just like other people who may not have that same, level of wealth or status using other things to get to where they're going, we don't give them anything. We don't say anything about other people doing it. So it shouldn't matter that it's Serena Williams, honestly. Like if it's a problem that it's Serena, the problem is Serena, the problem's you.
And there should be problems with GLP-1s, period. I don't know why there's still like this aura and this stigma around it. Like that's really bizarre to me.
It is kind of crazy because like for the longest time people have been like, oh, you know what, like you only have to work hard to get the results you want or go under the knife. And this is an alternative. Like people have been wanting an alternative, to this for a very long time. And so, it's just great that people have this as an option. Doesn't mean you have to do it. Don't mean you have to like it.
Right.
but
And
there will
it
be a
also
lot of
just shows you
haters.
that like the body is way more complex than we even still understand to this day.
Facts.
Because like someone like a Serena that's a professional fucking athlete that was still, and her body was still like, no, we gonna stay right here. You ain't gonna drop no more pounds. Not, like she was a professional, the greatest like tennis player ever. And her body, like, and it's not like her body. I mean, her body did amazing things. So, but even for her, the struggle of just saying, okay, what else can I do? Like, I have, like you said, the best of the best, and my body's still just like, nope, you gonna stay right here. You ain't dropping no more pounds. And so she felt like she wasn't comfortable with her body. Use another tool. It's just another tool, y'all. And then there's still stuff you have to do when you're taking this shit.
Right.
Like that's the thing. Like it's still,
and that
like,
is the thing, because you just can't eat whatever you want to. You're not supposed to be drinking. When I tell y'all, there's a bunch of shit on there that you're supposed to be doing when you take those shots, and I ignored every single fucking one of them because it is so fucking much. Okay, like a bitch don't already want to eat, and now I have to watch what I eat, and then I have to do. Absolutely not. Absolutely
no, ma'am.
Look.
Do we give a damn that Venus was back at the Open?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We do. We
Her
do.
press conference at the end too. Oh,
So
I
good.
cried. I cried.
Weepy.
Cried real tears. It was nice to be free again.
Right. Took me out. I wasn't ready.
That was it.
Oh, my Venus, why you got me crying up here?
That was it. And you know what? And shout out to her, because she mentioned, like, for the last 3 months, like, she didn't go out to dinner. She didn't do nothing. All she did was train for the last 3 months. And let me tell y'all, if 3 months had her looking like that, oh, baby, next season, she coming for y'all hoes.
Yeah.
She is coming
if
for
it was her serve that portrayed her.
Yeah.
It was her serve.
It was her serve.
And Makova is a great player, by the way. She's ranked number 11.
11 in the world. So if she takes the number 11 in the world to 3 sets, after she didn't play for 2 years?
Just about, I think, like 16, 18 months or something like that. Yeah.
You know, like, child, come on now. That's how you know.
And 45.
Over. It's over.
Okay.
So let me keep my ass at 41 still getting out here in these streets, because if she can do it at 45, I can do it for a few more.
Ain't no reason not to.
Baby.
Take it from Auntie Shar.
Seriously.
Be out there.
It was dope to see the joy. Like, you could tell she was enjoying it. And, like, the fire was still there. Like, she was disappointed that she was missing stuff. But, we're watching an icon still play the sport that they love. Like, don't take it for granted, because, like, we don't know how much longer. And honestly, she might be like, I got out my system what I wanted to get out of it, and I'm done now. Who knows? I hope that's not the case.
I hope that's not the case.
And also, shout out to
I'm planning on going to Indian Wells. I'm going to Indian Wells because I know if she's going to continue, she's going to go. If she's going to continue to play, she's going to go, because the whole thing with the Williams sisters there. So she's going to get a wild card to go to Indian Wells.
Oh, for sure.
Like, and I need to see her. I need to see her play. I need to see her play. Yeah.
All right. Do we give a damn that Snoop is scared to go to the movies because of LGBTQ plus representation?
I'm surprised you know what he's going to the movies to see.
I don't give a damn, but like, I'm just so irritated. I'm just so tired.
It literally was like, Uncle Snoop,
Why?
shut the fuck up. Shut up, Uncle Snoop. Shut
Why?
up.
Why is Snoop becoming Martha Stewart and Martha Stewart is becoming Snoop?
I don't know.
Because the amount of MAGA-ness that is coming out of this dude that used to be such an integral and central part of the Black culture and experience, it's crazy. Like, this is some Caitlyn Jenner flipperoo bullshit. Like, houseway.
He went from 187 on the motherfucking cop to we just need to 86 them. Like, all the numbers. Like, I just don't, like, it's not for me today's age and the chat GPT of it all. It is not difficult for you to have hard conversations of things that you don't know much about. And so that
also
is
assumes you know how to use chat GPT.
Yeah, but Google, we know how to do Google at least. Like, shit, that shit's still out here working too. because he was saying that he didn't know how to explain how a woman and a woman could have a kid. And well, bitch, there's a whole ass internet. Figure that shit out if your kid is asking you that. You scared to answer that? You ain't scared of all the shit you went through in your life, and you scared of that question?
That part.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And even if you was thinking it, keep that shit to yourself. Like, come on now.
He got clocked twice hard in the comments. Someone was like, so how do you explain betraying everybody and performing at Old Boy's inauguration?
Right.
And then it was like, and how do you explain the episode of the L Word that you appeared on as well, which is a lesbian show. So, you know. And mess me with the whole, I didn't know what I was watching, and so I wasn't prepared. This shit, gays have been around forever.
First of all, first,
you ain't got no excuse.
Probably one braiding your hair.
You live in LA. You work in LA. You've been in the music industry. You've been in the film industry. Ain't no way you've been around all them gay people.
Homosexuals.
And you coming out talking like this, this is, what kind of bizarro world are people living in, like, that we're supposed to believe that you, Snoop Dogg, who have been in the industry for ever since you were 17 years old, don't know how to process and explain gay relationships? Like, bruh.
And I'm guarantee you that your grandchild or whoever you took to the movie probably ain't even really thinking about it like that. And then even if so, you'd be like, you know what, hold on, we'll explain it like when the movie's done. And that.
And you ain't got to explain a lot of shit. Like, do you explain it? Do you explain the straight stuff that be going on in the movies? So apparently you taking your children to go see, people having sex and debauchery because they're LGBTQIA. So what about the sex and debauchery that they're being exposed to that's straight? That's on everything. Are you explaining that?
Clearly they know that a man and a woman can have a baby. So they understand that concept alone. So,
or that babies appear with couples that love each other. I mean, okay.
Yeah. I really didn't give a damn, but it was just like, Uncle Snoop, come on now. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, just
go sit down.
Go get high. Go get high. Go smoke
please.
Something.
Please.
Go
he don't need to smoke nothing else. That's why his brain power ain't processing. Put it down. Aunties, do you give a damn that the Cracker Barrel logo of old is staying?
It is.
It's
right.
Fresh off the press tonight.
Oh, I didn't know
that was my answer.
Right. It is. Right.
Okay. Ain't nobody, literally, it's so wild because ain't nobody talking about Cracker Barrel but white people.
That part.
Like, we don't get
kept on stage.
Well,
kept on stage with Cracker Barrel.
But the vast
said, I want the racism with the pancakes.
Listen, I heard it first and consecutively from white people. All the white YouTubers and TikTokers and all that, they're the ones that are breaking the story. And like, there may be some black people that are reacting to that, but do we as a community give a damn about Cracker Barrel, period? No. So the fact that they changed it, who asked anybody to change? That didn't come from me. Did it come from you?
I was surprised they were still around. Let me tell you.
Right.
I ain't even looked.
Haven't even seen one on the highway.
Baby, ain't crossed my orbit and forever. So
yeah, I don't give a damn. I find it fucking hilarious that this is what people are up in arms about when Ukraine out here, Palestine guys out here, all the shit going on in Africa, the famines and shit out there. We got a clown in the White House. They trying to take away trans rights.
Tariffs are going up and everywhere.
The tariffs are going, like, and y'all worried about the
Cracker Barrel
logo. It is fucking hilarious. Oh my God. White people, y'all kill me.
It just feels like they're just desperate to have something to be upset about. You know what I mean? Like y'all as a people be so worried about the wrong things.
The wrong
the absolute
at the wrong motherfucking time.
Out of all the things, this is Karen calling the cops on a black guy walking his dog in Central Park. Bizarre. The fact that white people are up in arms about this, but you ain't up in arms about Palestine. You ain't up in arms about voter rights. You're not up in arms over the gerrymandering. You're not up in arms. This.
Okay. Them pancakes be hitting. Then. That's the only thing we could understand is if them pancakes hitting, black folk understand some good ass food. So now, if the food hitting like that, then damn, I care too. Then.
If the script would have been flipped and it was the Waffle House, we'd be having a whole different kind of conversation.
Yeah, you might be right.
But
damn, the Waffle House got nice. Like, damn.
They ain't fighting up in there anymore.
Right, damn. I don't want that Waffle House.
All they got to do is double the prices, and then they won't see any more fights because ain't nobody gonna be eating there. Just double the prices. Y'all tired of your employees getting beat up? Double the price of them pancakes from $2.99 to $4.98. People be like, oh hell no, I ain't paying no goddamn $5 for no goddamn pancakes.
I know that's right.
All the fighting will cease. Yeah.
Aunties, do you give a damn that y'all homegirl Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged?
Who is this y'all talking about?
Y'all over there.
Y'all heard that?
The whiteness on the wall.
Okay, look. Okay. Because I know it was an eye. Me.
You know, I don't give a damn, but kudos to love. Anyone getting engaged because of love, I'm all for. Kudos to that. That's all I get to say. That's all I got to say.
That was nice.
So what y'all want from the show?
This ain't nothing but content for a song, bitch. I don't give a damn.
And we'll end the others give a damn on this. Do y'all give a damn that the world just found out that there's black people in Scotland?
Oh
Lord, there are Scottish black people.
Let me tell you, this is funny. It is
fire.
So funny. And I've seen so many black content creators from Scotland jump on and their Scottish accents. And I'm like, Lucky Charms. Like my black ass over here just be like. And I'm like, and the thing is like, I know. And in my mind, I know. But at the same time, I'm like, what? Like, I'm like watching their mouth. And I'm like, is it real? Are they pretending? Are they acting?
Yeah. I saw one girl, she had like box braids and everything, and I was so confused.
I said, they got a braid lady too? I said, how big is the community? I got questions. I said, are y'all free? Like, I need to know more about y'all over there. Like, what's going on? Like, can we come visit? Like,
right.
You know, I just want to know more. Like, child, it took me out. So, I live for it. I absolutely live for it.
Here. I give a damn.
I do.
And it's so ridiculous to think of it. It's like, duh, obviously, Carell, but I just never thought about it.
And it's hearing, and it's literally hearing like that Scottish accent come out of a black person's voice, a black person's mouth, that throws me for a loop. Yeah. I'm like, what?
It's kind of like going to China and seeing a black person there that already speaks Chinese. It's like,
right? You're like,
what? or having an Asian person being like from Texas and having like a Texas accent or like a Louisiana accent.
Yeah,
it's like
it'll be like the Asians in the hood that be talking like more hood than you.
Right?
Like,
damn, wait a minute.
What is going on?
He's like, okay, I fuck with you.
That's what it really comes down to.
Because remember that Asian dude on Insecure, the one that
Asian Bay?
Yes,
Asian
that was super fine.
Asian Bay on Insecure.
Yeah, man.
Fine self.
Yes.
That's so true.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Yeah, no, I'm here for all
Be
that content.
Asian and have a little black swag. That's
Oh, that's a nice combo.
This is a nice combination.
Like you could get it right now.
Right.
But yeah, no, I love the content, and I'm glad that it's exposing their community, because like I saw one where the comedian, it was like a 10-minute clip, and I sat there and watched that whole 10-minute thing on Instagram. I was like, damn, that's the longest shit I ever seen on Instagram. But I forget the comedian's name, but he went over there and like, because there's a couple like of the Black Scottish folk that have like really kind of blown up in all of this, and he kind of interviewed them and just asking them hilarious questions, and then he did like a comedy set over there, and it was just hilarious. But like they all said that like they're only like 1% of the population. There's only like 5.3 million people in Scotland.
Yeah.
And they're saying that like, no, they all kind of see each other as like brother and sister, because they know how rare it is and things like that. But they're like, no, we were born and raised here and all this shit. And it's like, oh, damn. Duh. It makes sense, but it don't make sense.
It makes sense, right.
You mean 4th and 5th generation?
And that's what they say. They say a lot of the stereotypical Scottish folk that we think of, that's the racism that occurs over there, is just like, oh, you're not like 17th generation Scottish or whatever thing. You're like two generation Scottish or whatever. So that's how they kind of like put their racism on the Black folk there. It's just like, no, you're not true Scottish. But it's like, no, like my grandma and my grandpa, like they all lived there.
Here.
Like, what do you? And it's like,
say that to my passport.
So, literally. So I'm here for all that shit. But yeah, so community, let us know some of these aunties. You give a damn. Do you give a damn? And which one do you give the most damn about? Let us know in the comments and all that good stuff. And before we get out of here, Jerrell, you have put up a story this week, and I want to ask you. You said, when your thighs and ass make your shorts look small, I'm already in a large, damn it. Anyways, I'm at the gym. How you feeling, boo?
Baby, I'm out here fighting. It's to be fair, I did wear some shorts that were European large, so they happen to be more mediums. So
not European
that was
large.
one issue. That was one issue. But I've been squatting so much more because I messed up my elbow back in June. So most of my workouts are leg heavy these days. And baby, when I'm telling you, the waist is here and the ass is there. Like,
and it was already
that's
like
how
that
you
before
want
you
it.
started working out. So
no, it wasn't, because it had the stomach in the front. The stomach ain't there. The waist is there, and the ass is over there. Okay, so
it's the isolation for me. Baby,
she had a butt in the front and the back, and now she just got a butt in the back. Okay? She just got a butt in the back, and I ain't gonna lie though. I've been walking around feeling myself just a little bit more lately. This last
hey, good
month.
for you, baby. Hard work shows.
You know, and it has been. I said, "Oh, you talking to me?" Oh, okay.
Right.
You say thank you.
Eat it up. Eat it up. I know.
So when y'all see me outside in Puerto Rico this week, just
that's right. You
mind
gotta
your
go some
business.
Bad Bunny in them.
Just mind your business. I'm saying I'm gonna be on Instagram. I'm gonna be all over the social media. So mute me now if you won't see it. But
I know that's right.
Yeah, we're gonna be on
Bunny in them.
Yeah.
How many days are you down there for?
I'm down there for 6 days.
Nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So I cannot
wait. Have you been to Puerto Rico? I forget.
It's my first time.
Oh, I like Puerto Rico. It's not fun. Like the gay scene is a little smaller than it used to be.
It's a lot smaller than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there used to be like a bunch of bars and a cluster of bars in San Juan and Condado, and a lot of them had ended up closing, and some opened up in like
I know exactly what you said.
Oh gosh, what is that town called?
I don't even know what to call it.
And anyway, some of them open up in another part of town, but it's like it's so spread out, and the gay clubs there are smaller or were smaller or whatnot. So it's just it's different. It's different now.
But
you still go out and get your life.
They still baby, yes.
Yeah.
They still pretty.
Yeah.
They still pretty. They might not congregate in the bars, but baby, you'll find them. You'll see.
And things don't really even get popping until about 3 a.m, which is wild.
Ooh,
like things don't even get.
Pack my Adderall because baby, you know she do a sensible Cinderella. So
I'm telling you, like things don't even bother going out at 12 o'clock because 3 o'clock is when it starts getting busy.
I'm gonna have to take a nap.
Yeah.
That and do. Well, that'll be fun. I can't wait to hear all the stories on that though.
Baby, I cannot wait. Yes, the VIP. It's about to be everything. I just know it is.
Is it a direct flight from Seattle, or where do you have to connect?
Bitch, I gotta connect over at Newark.
Okay. Honestly, I prefer Newark. Well, LaGuardia now is nice again, so never mind. I like LaGuardia, but like before, I used to like Newark over to 3. In New York area. So,
yeah, but Newark was having all those like flight cancellations and all the rest of that shit like just a few months ago. So I niggas praying, but like, please let my plane leave.
That's right.
But
say hey to Benito, the bad buddy
to Papi Benito.
yes. Ooh, I'm jealous. Oh Lord. Well, anyways, anything else on your hearts and minds before we get out of here?
No, but I love y'all.
Yeah.
I really
love
do,
you guys. I really do too. I love when the 3 of us are back together. I do.
All this melanin.
All this melanation. We got all our clavicles out. Yeah. All right. Well, community, hopefully you had a good Labor Day. Hopefully, if you listen to us on Monday, you're enjoying like the last of it here. Be safe out there. And until next week, wash your hands, your legs, and your ass. And we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.